What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for joining me with Buzzing with Marlowe live. I am back with my boy, Mr. Booker. How you doing, man?
I am doing good. It is great to be back. It has been since last I was on. Been listening to your show. Been enjoying what I've been listening to. Uh, you're better at it than me. That's for damn sure. So it's great to be back.
Hey, man, I love it. Thanks for the compliments on that, man. I
No
try.
problem.
I try my hardest. I love the list ones that you give out, and I love the movie reviews that you've done so far. Like the Halloween Kills one, man, very well. And I agreed so much with you on so many things that you said about that movie. And spoiler alert, people, I will be giving my review on that tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that with my good friend Goodell. But other than that, I see you rocking a hat. What did you think about the newer DC movies that were just announced?
Well, the problem with fandom is I had to be very careful because you
Mm-hmm.
saw the because I released a trailer reaction to the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to avoid watching that trailer because we were going to do that episode. I was hoping we would have done that like that night. I had to, we
Mm-hmm.
ended up doing it like 2 days later. I think it was like 2 days later. So I had to go a
Mm-hmm.
couple of days. No, maybe it was just a day, but I had to go like a day or two avoiding it. And
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube, any kind of topics you watch a lot of, it'll recommend it. I watch a
Yeah.
lot of Batman stuff, a lot. So, there was Batman stuff all over the place. So it kept recommending, you want to watch this? I'm like, no, I
I just
can't.
love the ones that, hey, since you watch this, we think you'll like this. And you're like, no, go away.
No,
Like,
no, those are never good. Those are
you
never
just
good. Those
mentioned
are
about Batman,
horrible.
man. Talk about some of the stuff that you liked about Batman so far.
The trailer? Yeah. Well, I mean, when the movie got announced, obviously I was wondering, okay, who's going to be the Bat? Who's directing? Not, I don't have a problem with the
Mm-hmm.
director or anything like that. Then they said, who's going to be the Bat? And I'm like, oh God.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
as soon as that announcement went out, I got inundated with glitter bat and bat glitter and bat twilight. All these jokes and memes just got flooded to me. And I'm like, oh boy, I'm going to have to tolerate this for a year until it comes out. And then COVID hits. and, and it's like, oh, now another year. And then all the
Yep.
stuff that we've heard in the background, just, oh God, just a mess. It's been a mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember when I heard the announcement, and I think I've even said it on our last time we were on here. I don't like Robert Patterson. I don't think he needs to be playing as a superhero that was portrayed. Like, honestly, in my opinion, if you're gonna replace the person that you played against in the past, you're replacing Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, in my opinion, was the best built Bruce Wayne that we have seen so far because, in my opinion, he was very, very well healthy, whatever, but in shape. Like Batman was always really in a very good physique look, and I don't know how they're doing it with Robert Patterson.
Here's the thing.
At a soaking wet, maybe 150. Like I don't know.
He did put a little muscle on. The thing with Ben that we kind of have to remember is Ben was playing the Bat later, toward the end of his career,
Mm-hmm.
possibly. This
Yeah.
is the beginning. So Bruce is still supposed to be very, very young, just getting into it, just,
Okay.
not fully into it quite yet. So I can kind of
Mm-hmm.
understand the direction they're trying to go in. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
appreciate him saying things like, why should I have to work out? Michael Keaton didn't have to.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, different era. Comic book movies back then, anything could
Way
go.
different era.
Now
Way
they're
different era.
trying to be they're trying to keep it on the line. They're trying to be accurate. You need to work out a little. But did you see the second trailer?
Yeah. It man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited for the Batman movie. I'm not excited for Robert Pattinson playing Batman, but I'm excited for the movie itself. This I really think is gonna bring Batman back to prestige that we've all been waiting to watch. What do
That
you think?
that trailer, I have an episode of my trailer reaction to it, and I was dumbfounded. That trailer was scary good. It was
Hmm.
so good. And I'm sitting here going, I'm still worried about Pattinson. I still don't like that bat suit. I still don't like that Batmobile. But
No,
those are things I can
that's
move
like a
around.
normal car. It's literally like a normal car.
It is, but I can get past that. There's been most of the movie Batmobiles I've hated. So that's fine.
Mhm.
Bat suits, I've hated several of those. Can get past that.
Right.
It's just Pattinson. It's just Pattinson. But that trailer just looks so good. Oh, I
Uh,
can't wait. I
yeah,
can't wait.
we're almost there. It's almost that time. DC movies just were announced. The Batman movie, obviously, we've been very anxious for. Um, I'm very excited about this new one coming up. As me being the Rock fan, I'm very
Oh,
excited for the new Black Adam film.
Black Adam.
I'm just so curious of what is going to be brought to the table with this one. I know the Rock has been in the gym, been in there
He lives
relentlessly to
there.
get prepared for this play,
He lives
for
there.
just to get ready for it, man. It's crazy to see how the Rock is now and compare what he was in his wrestling days. Is
Oh
nothing what he
God.
looks like now.
He
Nothing
looks
of
like
what he looks like now.
he looks like he put on 100 pounds of muscle.
Like literally, like I was watching an old Rock film and I'm just like, bruh, like, and he was in shape back in the day. That was
Oh
in
yeah.
shape to him. 270. Now he's 270 with straight abdomens, like leaned out. I'm just like, how? Like you
And
look
he
younger.
and he can still move. He
Oh
can
Lord,
still
yeah.
he could still move. You would think with putting on the muscle, you'd be moving a little slower, which he does when he wrestles. When he wrestles,
Anybody does.
he's
Anybody
totally
does.
moving slower. But in his movies, he doesn't seem to lose a step there. So
Mm-mm.
it that dude is just a freak. He's one of those genetic freaks out there.
I'm just so excited to see him finally playing a superhero film, even if he's the bad guy, which is even better for me. Um, the trailer for Black Adam, you didn't get much of it, but man, it
Mm-hmm.
looked good. I'm excited for it. I'm curious of how that's gonna cross in with Shazam, which obviously Shazam was announced as well. So
Yeah.
I didn't really like the first Shazam, in my opinion, though.
I I'm not a Shazam fan, so I can
Yeah.
honestly sit here and say I have never even watched it, and I have no intentions of watching that one, and I won't watch the second Shazam. I will watch Black Adam. I am curious about that, even though I know it's in that Shazam realm. I'm still
Hmm.
curious. I'm still a little
I
curious
think that's
about
what's
that
gonna
one.
help it. I feel like that's what's gonna help it also with The Rock in it though. It's
Oh,
gonna
he helps
bring
any movie.
viewership and stuff like that. Like honestly, man, Rock is gonna bring eyes to a product regardless of what it is. Obviously, with Black Adam, I am so ready. We've been waiting a year, even more now, just because of COVID. It's crazy to see like all these movies that we've been waiting on are now finally coming in. Um, I'm excited. And now he's got also a cartoonish movie coming out with Kevin Hart.
Oh, that the dogs, the
My
pets. I think
daughter
it.
is pretty excited about that movie, actually.
Uh, yeah, I'll probably skip that one. Uh, Not a Kevin Hart fan.
Really?
He's borderline annoying, and he's playing Ace, so it's like, yeah, definitely skipping that one. Sorry, Rock. This will be a movie I'm gonna have to skip, and I'm
Uh-oh.
sure it'll be good. I mean, this is not really aimed at me. This is for kids, obviously, and that's
Exactly, yeah.
cool.
I
Yeah.
just love the duo between The Rock and Kevin Hart. Even though I really see it's going to be PG more than anything, So obviously they're gonna have to really tone down what they say, either outside of
Yeah.
what the cartoon world is. They're definitely the opposite. So I'm looking forward just to see how that duo is gonna be. Obviously, I'm gonna have to go see it with my kids. Um, it should be interesting. I've
I guess
liked all the films that those two have done together, so we'll
you'll
see.
have to
We'll see
report
how
it.
it
You'll
looks.
have to report that one to me, because
Oh,
Kevin
I might
Hart
have to
just.
do an episode with a kid with that one. How about that? We'll do a review with like a 10-year-old boy.
Uh-oh, careful. What was the old saying? I can't remember who said it, but working with children and pets,
Oh
it
yeah,
could be
yeah,
tricky. It could be tricky
yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
there's no off switch. They have no control. They're just gonna say something.
And then just be, oh dang.
Exactly. They're
Where's the
just gonna
edit button?
exactly that one. You might want to pre-record.
Thanks for the advice. But there's also another Justice League movie coming out. What do you feel about that one with
I've
Zack
heard
Snyder running it again?
I've heard rumors of them doing another Justice League. Now, the thing about I guess you could say, two movies that we already have. I have them both, watched them both,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. I was, at the time the theatrical one came out, I liked it. I might have overly
Mm-hmm.
liked it
Same
just
here.
because I'd been waiting for it for so long.
Yeah.
But then months later, I started noticing, okay, they kind of made Batman look like a buffoon. They made him like a comic relief. That should be
Mm-hmm.
the Flash. That's your comic
Yes.
relief. Heck, you could even throw a couple of jokes in with Aquaman and I'm fine. But not
Mm-hmm.
Batman. He's not supposed to be funny. So I was like, okay, that's a little off. The mouth thing with Henry Cavill, that was just horrific. So there was that, and it wasn't as good as I thought it was. I'd still own it, love it, and watch it. But then that second one, the Zack Snyder one, the long
That's
one,
what
like
ruined
4
it for
hours.
everybody.
Oh yeah, that should have been what came out, because you watch that and
Even
then
though
you
it was
watch that
3
other
hours
one.
long, that was very glorious.
Oh yeah, it didn't feel it. I wasn't looking at the clock or anything. You watch that thing and then you watch the
Mm-hmm.
first one. You're like, with the first one, what a piece of shit. You just think that movie sucked. You just think it was
I remember
bad.
how I went and saw it twice. I think I went and saw it twice, the actual theatrical one, and I was just like trying to see if there was anything I really missed in it. And I saw it literally when it was premiered, so I literally made a post like, "Hey man, this was really good. Like, watch out." Obviously, this was right when Marvel Avengers Infinity War was coming right out at the same time, so literally everybody
Mm-hmm.
was just like, "Oh, so we're gonna throw this on here. So we're gonna have a little DC and Marvel challenge type
Uh-huh.
scenario." And the only thing I thought with the first one was the story was rushed. Like there wasn't really a way to express the story that they were trying to tell other than trying to get Superman back together. Because obviously Superman died in the Batman versus Superman film.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously that was a good continuation with that, and obviously with Wonder Woman and stuff like that.
It was
But
very rushed.
you're right. You're very
It,
yeah. And
it
still,
felt.
it just gave me like
Go ahead.
I don't know. It still will just gave me that vibe. It was just like, I don't really see you as the badass type guy. Like, so I mean, it was just like a little back and forth on it.
It That's the thing that made the second one so genius. They knew what they messed up. You had no dark side.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you needed to do. That was all I wanted, was dark side. And you didn't do anything basically with him. And the new one,
Mm-hmm.
dark side's all over the place. And that's the way it
Oh
needed to
yeah.
be. And I mean, literally the second episode I ever did was my favorite DC movies. And Justice League, I think it was 10, and I think I had that Justice League, the original one, number 9. It would, if I did that
Mm-hmm.
10, it wouldn't even be on the list now. it wouldn't even be on the list now. It got booted. It got booted by Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's gone.
Snyder rules.
Oh, yeah. That first Justice League movie felt like a Joss Whedon movie. And the more I watch it, the more I realize, God, this is so Joss Whedon. Which isn't bad, but
Like I said, it was just
bad.
like the story was just not even explained like to any of the characters really. The only character I think it got really kind of explained with was Aquaman. And like obviously bringing him in, Bruce Wayne going to visit him out and whatever, but other than that, it was just like everything else was just like you didn't feel like you needed to know much story of Flash because obviously we've had TV shows and we've had stuff already explains Flash's story. But Cyborg, we know nothing of Cyborg, like in this type of visual. So for somebody that's never watched Justice League and stuff like that, they're not gonna know who that is. And you just bring him in like, oh, he played high school football, and then boom, now he's a robot because his dad didn't want him to die. Like that's just all you could really think of Cyborg.
That's what made Zack Snyder's Justice League so perfect. You got of all the characters, the one that benefited the most was Cyborg because they just kind of threw him in. He was just barely a thought in the first one. He is you could argue he may be the main Justice League character in some respects with Zack Snyder's. He is crucial in that movie. And so that character benefited greatly. And you got to know Flash. Everybody got a little bit of something. And that movie was just so brilliant. So brilliant. Oh, so why didn't that come out first?
If number 2 comes out, how you feel? If number 2 comes out, do you think they're going to bring the whole same cast?
Well, obviously, I don't think we have to worry about Aquaman. He ain't going nowhere. Gal Gadot, I doubt she's going to go anywhere. I mean, they're doing Wonder Woman 3, so she's not going anywhere. Cyborg, he ain't going nowhere. What else is he going to do? Henry Cavill, he's open to coming back. I mean, he has said it. Ben Affleck, that one
he got J-Lo now, boy. He got J-Lo.
Oh, jeez. I don't know if Ben's going to come back. That one, I think would be the toughest one. I'm open. I would love for him to come back. Hell, I think he should still have his own movie. Damn it! But
yes. Gosh, that made me so mad, man. When I heard the announcement for Batman vs. Superman, I know we're getting off script a little bit, but when Batman vs. Superman was announced and Ben Affleck was selected as Batman, I was excited because I knew for a fact he was going to bring Batman that believability again. And with Henry Cavill, there's nobody else that could play Superman as good as that man. Like, literally, nobody, in my opinion, that could play Superman in that role. So it's like,
it'd be rough.
Oh, man. And then you get Robert Pattinson. It's just like, come on, man. Oh, and you give him his own film. That's what pissed me off even more.
But
like, you give Twilight his own film.
The story they're doing, though, with that movie, it wouldn't make sense to have Ben Affleck. It just wouldn't, because this is young, early Batman. You can't have, Ben Affleck ain't young anymore. You could dye his hair, and it's just not going to fly. You're just not going. It wouldn't be believable. So I get why they had to do what they had to do, but we could have had a later Batman, and he could have been. Dang, but who knows?
Could have continued on with the Christian. It could have continued with the Christian Bale thing, I think.
Oh, he was done.
A little bit with it.
Christian was done. He signed the 3 pictures. He did not. He said it leading up to Dark Knight Rises. This is it. I'm done. I will never play this role ever again. So he's done. He doesn't need to do anymore. He's kind of in a different world.
Absolutely not.
So he doesn't need to do it anymore. We get Keaton back. That's what I'm hyped for. Is Keaton's coming back, as we somewhat saw in the Flash movie trailer. I can't wait for that movie. That looked awesome. That suit looked amazing. That Flash suit.
That's actually the next movie I was ready to talk. We're jumping right into it. Obviously, you already got your opinion already now on Flash. Do you like what they're doing right now with that storyline? And do you think it's going to cross into obviously a newer Justice League or something like that in the near future?
I think that what this Flash movie is going to do, it's going to open the book. Because for those who know the comics and the characters, there's a very key thing that happens with Flash. Flashpoint. It's huge. It's the biggest story involving the Flash. You've seen it in the TV show. At times, I think Flashpoint on the TV show got it right, and at times, I think they just went off the deep end. With this movie, there are so many places you can go because you're opening it up. I mean, you're bringing Keaton back. There is no telling what you can do with this. So that's what'll make this so interesting is what they can do with time, different universes, different Batmans. Maybe through this we get Batman Beyond. I would love for there to be a Batman Beyond. So
I want that one. Oh, I want that one so bad. I want that one. That one's my favorite one. I want it so bad.
The suit would be so killer.
Bad. With the technology and every visual that you can do now with this film, come on.
Suit would be killer.
Come on.
That would be the greatest bat suit potentially ever if they did it right.
Oh,
if they did it right.
There was no way they couldn't do it right. There's no way they could do it right. With everything now, with movies. Huh?
There's no improvement you have to do on that suit. It's just all black, red. That's it. That's it. You don't need to do anything.
Suckers just gotta fly. Just gotta fly. And it's just gotta fly. That's all we ask. It's just gotta fly. If you can do that, I can forgive about how crappy the Batmobile and stuff looks like in the new movie.
Yeah,
I can forgive that if I could get a Batman Beyond.
That's the one suit.
But if you could do a Batman Beyond film, if they could do a Batman Beyond film, who would you want to star as Batman?
It's got to be an unknown. That's a role I do actually want to be an unknown. Terry McGinnis should be somebody unknown. I don't want somebody out there. I know your face. I know who you are. Maybe you did one thing that I might know. Oh, yeah, you were in that, but nothing major. That should be somebody's breakout role. You don't want that.
Start a new franchise with it.
Exactly, because if you do that right, you're going to get a lot of movies. That character is going to pop in so many different movies. That character would probably wind up on TV at some point down the future, which, again, the Flashpoint thing in the movie and the TV show, eventually, it would be kind of awesome if somehow we saw Oliver Queen from TV somehow just show up randomly.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just get giddy just seeing that. That would be, it's never going to happen probably, but he's the only one I would love to see show up on the movie big screens of DC is him, just him. It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome.
I agree with you on him. I mean, Stephen Amell looks like a damn superhero. Like I've seen him personally and stuff, and had some pretty cool experiences with him as well. So it's like the man is literally a superhero per se. Like this dude can jump all over the place, do these flips. Oh my gosh, you've seen him on American Ninja Warrior and stuff like that.
I saw that.
It's just,
I saw it.
The acrobatics is just insane. All his stunts are him. All him.
They're
all
him. You can tell it's him. He's another one of those genetic freaks.
I'm a diehard Stephen Amell fan. Diehard Stephen Amell fan.
I think there's a lot of I think there's a lot of women that are diehard Stephen Amell fans. He has quite the following. He never has to worry about a lonely night. He never has to worry about them lonely nights. He's not one of those people who's just going to get lazy one day and all of a sudden he's 400 pounds or something. The dude is one of those. He's a freak. He lives in the gym. He's dedicated to it. That's just who he is. That's how he's going to look for the rest of his life. I don't think he'll leave an age.
He looked a little different when he did heels and stuff like that, but obviously that's a different role, and he had to look a little bit bigger for, I
Bigger.
guess, for the character that he played. But
Yeah, that's just
yeah,
for the character. But he himself, he's a freak. He's not
oh yeah,
human.
absolutely.
He's not
I remember
human.
some of the things he would do for a couple of things that I've seen him, and I was just like, yeah, uh-uh. We looked the same size and weight and everything. And I was like, yeah, I ain't doing that.
I think I said it before when I was last on. The best celebrity ever to get into a wrestling ring that I ever saw was him. He was the only one that I
Stephen
ever
Amell.
really saw that I'm like, you could sign him today. And he could totally thrive.
Mm-hmm.
He would thrive.
And he
So,
sold out for that SummerSlam. He did a good job in that.
oh,
A
he
real
was
good job in that
amazing.
match.
He's the best. He
He
could give up
headlined that
acting.
match. He overshadowed Neville. Neville, I'm sitting there
Mm-hmm.
thinking like, boy, Neville's gonna carry that ordeal. No, Steven
No,
did half of that match all his own.
Steven carried the match.
So it was like, so that was like the coolest part. I was like, all right, now we got a celebrity that knows what wrestling is and stuff. So obviously he's got so many different creative roles and stuff. So I do agree with that. I really would love to see a Green Arrow appearance in a movie, obviously in the DC films, or they might do it. You never know in the Marvel area because now here there has been rumors Henry Cavill might actually be a Marvel character.
There's a lot of
What is your opinion
rumors.
on that?
There's a lot of rumors about Henry that he could be in Marvel. There's rumors that he's going to come back as Superman. There's rumors that he may be the next James Bond. So he's in a
Mm-hmm.
pretty good spot because that
He's got
means
so
he's in
many
demand.
ideas.
He's in demand. So
Yep.
it's not too bad to be him because any direction he goes, the paycheck is going to be good. So it doesn't
Yeah.
suck to be him right now.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. I
I'd
totally
prefer
agree
him to
with you
be
on that.
Superman or Bond. That's what I would want him to do. Either Superman or Bond. Please don't go to Marvel. I don't want to. I don't want to see you over in Marvel, man. Just don't. Just it's too
Can you
weird.
imagine the character that they would make him though? Do you imagine that? Like literally, and then the memes are gonna be like, "Damn, Superman just turned into him."
I know that's what would make it weird. Certain people shouldn't do the crossing. Like I wouldn't want Robert Downey Jr. to show up in a DC movie as somebody. It would be just too weird.
Hmm.
Ben Affleck, you don't need, even though he's already done it, but he's because he was Daredevil. But the two are so far apart and in different universes,
Hmm.
you can forgive it. Which the Daredevil movie I actually liked, the
Yeah,
director's cut. But nowadays, it would be just too weird.
yeah.
It
I
would be
actually
too
liked it.
weird.
Yeah.
It'd
It
be
was
too
just
weird.
back then we were excited just to see a superhero film. So
Exactly.
like that's why Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was good because it's like it was a Spider-Man film. And you got to see the
Mm-hmm.
cartoons and stuff, so that even got you more excited. It's like, oh man, a Spider-Man movie? Oh man,
Oh
an
yeah.
X-Men movie? The Hulk? 5 different versions of them?
Uh,
Like, my goodness. Like
well, first Hulk we could do without.
the first one I didn't like. I didn't
We could
like the
do
first
without
Hulk
that one.
at
We could
all.
do without that one. That one was once you have the
That
Hawk
was pretty
fighting a
bad.
giant. Well, he was fighting a giant poodle. I mean, I'm like, seriously, this is the Hulk. He's fighting a poodle. A poodle. I mean, I can't even make that up. He's fighting a poodle. Somebody wrote that. Hulk fights poodle. Really? Poodle. That is
and gives him a
brutal.
fight.
And it's a fight. A poodle. I'm like, I don't care how big you make it. It's a poodle. It was brutal. Thank goodness for the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. That one's way better.
Yeah,
Way,
I
way
agree.
better. We
I
should get
wish they
another
would have
Hulk movie.
continued something with it with Tony. They did say they're doing their own Hulk movie. I don't know if it's a Hulk movie or a Hulk series. I'm
I
sure.
haven't
I think it's
I haven't
Hulk
heard
World or something
series.
like that. I can't remember.
I didn't hear anything about it being a series. I did hear potentially a movie. I mean, just recently, all the trailers for Hawkeye have come out, so I I, I don't know if
Mhm.
they're gonna do anything with Hulk. I don't think Hulk. I think he should be on the big screen. I think he's too big for
Yeah.
TV. He's just too big, and the money is going to be ridiculous because that's a CGI character. I mean, the last time Hulk was on
Yeah.
TV, he just had some big bodybuilder painted up in green. That ain't gonna fly now. So Hulk's got to be on big screen. Hulk's got to be on the big screen. You
You
put
gotta have a
certain,
normal person turn into a big guy.
maybe Brock
That's how it's gotta be. No ifs, ands, or buts.
or Braun.
Hey, there you go. I
You
like
know,
that idea.
Brock should have been
Oh,
Venom.
you ain't doing nothing.
No, he's not. Brock should have been Venom.
Huh?
Brock should have been Venom. I have said from
Yeah.
day one, instead of
I
that,
agree with you on that one.
instead of the skinny guy from that '70s show from Spider-Man 3, it should have been Brock. I mean, if you look at the comics, the way Eddie Brock
Mm-hmm.
looks, he looks like Brock Lesnar. That's exactly, I mean,
A
the same
bully.
hair, same color,
A
muscle
bully.
bound,
Literally a
a
bully.
bully. And plus, his name is Brock. I mean, the stars were aligned for him to play that role. And it would have been the only thing good about that movie is seeing him as Venom. Because that would have been the one time. I'm sorry, Spidey, but you got to take a beating. I'm sorry. That Venom's got to beat you up.
Yeah.
Instead,
I
we
agree with
got
this.
Tom Hardy, which, you know,
Yeah.
I like Tom
Yeah, I
Hardy.
agree with you on that. I will say this. I just saw the recent Venom. The recent Venom was really good.
I still
Very
haven't seen
funny. It was more a comedy than all
Oh,
action type scenario.
don't say that. Oh,
So it
no.
was just it was a I was shocked to see how Venom was so comedic in ways.
Oh, that
But
scares me.
I will say this, I'm a big fan of Woody Harrelson, and Woody actually did a good job. I
That's the
like
role
Woody
I'm
as Carnage.
concerned. Is Carnage. I don't need Carnage to be funny. So that's I haven't seen it yet. I rarely go out, so
No, no,
I
no,
just
no.
never
Venom was the one that was funny.
Venomous.
Venom was the comedic guy. He
Okay,
was the
good.
more comedic. It was like Deadpool type comedic meeting with Tom Hardy's little character, I guess. Eddie Brock
Deadpool.
character or whatever. Like
Deadpool, huh?
literally it was just like a mixture of that kind of. It
Oh
kind of
boy.
gave it a little bit of that twist, like just that weird comedic thing. But I will say the funniest part, and it shows in the trailer, is when Venom gets excited to go get ready to fight, and then he actually goes in the building with Carnage and just goes, "Oh shit!" and changes completely back to Eddie. He's like, what happened? That's a red one."
I think I do remember seeing that in the trailer. I think I do remember.
That was the
Eventually, I got to
funniest
break
part of the
down and
whole
see
thing.
it. Eventually, I'll see it.
That joke was so funny. It was like, "That's a red one."
Oh man.
He's like, I ain't messing with no red one.
Oh man.
Red one, eat me.
That's the only person I'm worried about is Carnage, because Carnage, comic book wise, is oof. He's a rough one.
Sadistic.
He's a brutal.
I will say this: Woody Harrelson really played that role very well. I will say that he did very well for what the character he got from it. He wasn't very comedic. He was just like that twisted character. And like literally, you just knew there was something wrong with him type
Well,
scenario.
that's Woody.
And you got that through the whole film. You got that through the whole film, and I thought that was the coolest part about it. I I honestly would say Woody Harrelson held that title very well, and definitely would be a hard one to follow for Woody Harrelson
Well, that's
for that
Woody.
character. So
Every time I look at
yeah,
Woody, I think something's wrong with him. So that's something that's no disrespect to him. I just think he's just an odd dude. He's one of those people,
hmm
you look at him at first and you think, oh, I could probably beat him up. But then you look at him a second time and you think, he might be a little twisted though. He might do
hmm
something. So he kind of has that look of somebody, I could destroy them. But then you're like, but what would he do to me? He might like Woody's a weird one. He's a weird dude, but so they found
He
the
makes
right
you
dude.
believe his roles. I will say that. He makes you believe the roles that he plays. Like,
Oh yeah,
if he plays like somebody that is obviously not liking girls or whatever, you honestly could believe Woody Harrelson's like that looks believable, and it's crazy just because some of them you can go, oh, he's acting, but in Woody Harrelson's character, you're just like, is that real or is he really acting? Like, I don't
yeah.
know. Like you have to
Woody's
second guess it with
interesting.
him in ways.
Woody is definitely an interesting actor. You never go to when you see him act. You don't just he kind of gets lost in the role, which is actually
Mm-hmm.
good because you're not judging the role thinking, okay, there's Woody Harrelson there playing a role. You're just paying attention to the character. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a prop on him that he makes you forget, hey, that's Woody Harrelson, and you're just paying attention to the character. And he plays one heck
Mm-hmm.
of a serial killer.
Yep.
He's done it a few times now.
Yeah.
He's done it a
Yeah.
few times, and both
He
are
is a
very
proper
dangerous.
movie heel, ladies and gentlemen. Woody
He's
Harrelson is a movie heel.
he's very good at it, and I would have never expected that from the dude from Cheers and White Men Can't
Nah.
Jump. I would have never thought that. I thought that's a goofball, but oh no, he's got a screw loose. He's got a screw loose.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, and I would definitely recommend to watch that movie. I know you're not a big Marvel fan, but
Oh, I
that one,
am.
I think you.
I am on both. It's just my favorite
Okay,
character is him.
it's Batman. Yeah,
He's my
I
favorite
got you.
character, but I love the
I got you.
Punisher. I love Spidey, Wolverine, Carnage, Venom. These are my favorite characters over on Marvel. I love
Hmm.
Daredevil. So there's certain ones I'm very key on, and of
Yeah.
course there's the ones
Hmm.
that I think are gutter slime. But but that's in both. Like I don't like Superman. I don't like Captain America. So
Hmm.
to me, they're the same
Yeah.
character.
In ways, I agree with you on that. But I will say this: Superman doesn't look like a jobber more than Captain America does in all his films. Except when it's his actual film, he actually looks like a badass. But when he does an actual Avengers movie, and it's just like, why are you in the group? Like you're the leader. Why are you getting your butt kicked right now? Natasha's fighting better than you. What the
Oh,
heck is going on?
I got to be honest. As far as Captain America, I have never watched any of those movies because I'm not a Captain
Really?
America fan. I'm not a Captain America fan. I mean,
You never
it's
watched
just
Civil War
I watched the
with a
first.
big crossover?
I watched the first Avengers movie, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I remember you
I
said that.
I saw the scenes of Spidey showing up, and that was all I cared about. I
Hmm.
just wanted to see Spidey, and I'm not going to pay $10 to watch Spidey at the end of a movie. I just waited for it to show up on YouTube, and I just watched those scenes on YouTube. And
You
I
sound
saved
like
my.
a half of a wrestling fan nation right there.
Uh, the rest of the movie I didn't care about. I just wanted to see Spidey. I wanted to see how this Spidey was going to be, and they hired the right guy.
Yeah,
Tom Holland is a great
I've said
Spider-Man.
it numerous times, man. Marvel better pay whatever that man asks for because he
Uh,
is making Spider-Man the guy now. Honestly,
well,
if you say Marvel, you know Spider-Man's that in that whole headline. Honestly, Spider-Man is in the lead right now.
well, he's also
With
Nathan
with
Drake. He's Nathan Drake too, so he's going to be pretty busy. One of them's going to have
yeah,
to go. He's going to be busy. If he's going to be rested in with Uncharted, he could be a few movies in. So
yeah,
Spidey might have to go take a back seat for a little while.
you better pre-record all this.
He's going to be busy. He's going to be very, very busy.
I will say since he's done the announcement for the Spider-Man stuff, like his roles have been insane. Like he's been in countless movies now, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like he's a workhorse. And like I said about Spider-Man, man, he looks more believable of this character just because one, he's young, two, he
Mm-hmm.
actually
Exactly.
does all the acrobatics, and
Mm-hmm.
it's
He does a
like
lot of them.
you can do so much with him now. Like you couldn't do this much with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and all these guys because you already messed it up with Tobey Maguire, in my opinion. Like if they would not done the Tobey Maguire one and did it with Andrew Garfield, I think Andrew Garfield would still be the Spider-Man.
Garfield, I think, gets a lot of hate, and I don't think he deserves it. I actually
It's
like the
kind of
first
like
Amazing
with the
Spider-Man.
Fantastic Four type scenario. The very first Fantastic Four gave bad views, obviously, to go into making a remake of it, and then everybody just
Well, they
crapped on it before you could
remake.
even watch it. Somewhat
Well,
of it, you know what I mean?
the Fantastic Four is a disaster. I mean, people make fun of the original, but now that original is like the greatest
Compared to
Marvel
the other one,
movie
yeah.
of all time because they can't get that thing right to save their life. It's to a point where you should
They
just
said
look.
they're getting it this time. They said they're doing it right this time.
Mm-mm.
You don't think
I,
so?
I'm not going anywhere near that. I saw that last one. I saw it. It
I didn't watch all of
is
it. I could not watch
it
all of it.
it is so
I
bad.
could not. I
It is
could
so
not
bad.
watch all of it.
It is really really bad. It's just like, why can you not get this right? It's it's not that difficult.
The most
It's
simple roles I think could actually portray the characters too, and it's just like, how are you not getting the right group for this group? Like it's there. I mean,
it's
Fantastic Four is a franchise and is a big deal for Marvel,
it's one of
and
the older ones.
that's what I'm saying. Like they're really trying to get this one across into. Obviously, we've seen some of the hints. Fantastic Four is coming in the works because we obviously see these deleted scenes and stuff like that. So it's just like it's there, but the question is it going to be a hit or a miss?
They're running out of chances. If they're gonna do this, this is it for them. They have got to
Mm-hmm.
get this right. You can't keep doing this with a character and keep expecting people to shell their money. You got to
Yeah.
get this right. There comes a point where it's like, hey, enough is enough. You just can't get
Mm-hmm.
this right. I'm done wasting my money. I will wait for you to show up on YouTube or something, and I'll go watch it there, where I don't have to
He'll be
spend
on.
any
He'll
money.
be in Redbox.
It'll be on Disney. It'll be
I
on
don't know
Disney
if Disney
somewhere.
Disney don't even have the other ones, thank goodness. So I don't know.
They should. That's the only ones worth watching. So those are the only ones worth watching. Is those the other? Oh God! But yes, as far as Spidey goes, like I said, I mean, with Andrew Garfield, sorry to bounce around, but I really want to
Go
defend
ahead.
Andrew because he gets a lot of crap, and
It
I don't think
wasn't
it's
bad.
fair. The
It was
first
not
one,
bad.
that first one is very good, and
Yeah.
he looked right to play the role. He actually did a
Mhm.
lot of his own stunts too. People don't give him
Mhm.
credit for that. I think what hurt him is that second movie. The second one is bad. That one is just awful. And the way they wrote the character, they made him too brooding. Peter
Mhm.
Parker should not be brooding. They tried to make him Batman. That's what they were
Yeah.
doing. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't need to do that with Peter Parker. Peter Parker is the one he's like the Flash in respects. He's lively, he's fun, he's excited, he's excited to be a superhero. He's not
Mhm.
brooding, and they made him brood, and was not a smart choice. But
Right.
had he had the right script, I mean, had you dumped Andrew Garfield into the Tom Holland Spider-Mans, it would have been
It would have
good.
been great. It would have been
It,
great.
it, it would have been good. I mean, he's a little taller than Holland, obviously. So, yeah, whatever there. But I think it would have been very good.
Mhm.
I feel bad for him. I think Garfield did a good job.
But there is a spoiler. He might be in the new Spider-Man.
I heard
So
about that. I heard about
it
that.
might be a revamp moment for him. Do you believe Tobey Maguire is also going to be in this film?
If they're going to bring in we see Doc Ock. So obviously that Spider universe is firmly connected. It's
Right.
obvious.
And Green Goblin.
And Goblin. So that's
and
just
supposedly
opening the
Electro is in it
door.
as well. I
I
think
could do without
Electro is in
Jamie.
it as well.
I could do without Jamie Foxx. I could do without Jamie
It's better
Foxx.
than the Sandman. I couldn't stand the Sandman.
I could do without both of them. they're both bad. Look, I don't mind you jumping into these movies. The problem is there's certain people, it's just best to leave them be. You know, we don't need to see skinny guy from that 70s show come back as Venom. Let him go. Let him go. He don't need to come back. Just let him die. You know,
be gone.
Yeah, be gone. You don't need to come back. We don't need to see that last Fantastic Four. Those folks, no, just stay away. You know, Michael B. Jordan's already got a Marvel project he's working on, so because that got announced during Fan, he's going to be doing for DC because he's going to be doing Static. Ooh, I can't wait for that. Static Shock.
Oh, he is doing that one. All right.
He's producing. He's not going to be Static, but because he's too old. But
yeah.
But he's supposedly producing it, and so that's the big move.
That one's been long overdue. That one's been long overdue, and a lot of people are very excited about.
I can't wait for
Shock finally getting into the works.
It should have happened.
The cartoon was such a hit, so.
I own it. I own the entire series on DVD. I love Static Shock. It is an awesome show, awesome character, and he's so relatable. And he opens the doorway to so many other characters that you could slowly introduce through Static Shock. So
that's what I'm saying. I think that's what's the problem with DC for so many things is they weren't able to open doors to make more and more product to what they were doing. Their main focus was, all right, we're just gonna make a Batman movie.
Batman and Superman.
Don't care how that's gonna happen, but we're gonna make the Batman movie. And that's what everybody think, and that's what I guess the directors at that time was like, that's enough. Like that's more than enough. We're making a Batman movie. We don't need to worry about, oh, what's next between that, what's this and that. Like, we've just made this movie. And I remember when I first watched Batman vs. Superman, I wasn't expecting it to open the door for Wonder Woman, Aquaman, a little bit of a scene of Aquaman was in there, Flash, all these guys that opened the doors, and you were just like, oh, okay, this is why they were doing what they were doing. This makes the sense now. And then obviously when you watch the Justice League, it was just like, okay, you didn't tell me much. Like, you just said, okay, we're giving you this film, and that's all you need. Like, I feel like that's the main problem that DC is having. They're just seeing it as, oh, we're pleasing them to make this film, but I think that's all we can do. That's all we need to do. And that's where Marvel is way over everybody, because Marvel is already
they've opened the universe
years
up.
In the process.
They've opened the universe up. Yeah, DC's behind. That was part of the problem with Justice League. They waited too long to put that together, and when they finally did it, the only reason they did it is to keep up with Avengers. That was the only reason they did it.
Yep.
And so they didn't dedicate any time to it. They just put some script together, threw it out, and said, okay, there's your Justice League. I mean, there's characters in DC that I am still waiting for. I want to see Nightwing so badly. Yes. I mean, I am so hungry.
I want to see Chris O'Donnell. I want to see like an older Robin, like some of these old Robin films that they
Red
were
Robin,
showing, like where Robin's a sadistic character. I would love to see something of that. I would love to see it. There's so many different things that they can do with these characters. Obviously, we could still do the what's the Teen Titans or something like that. Obviously, they're thinking about doing something with that in the process.
A young Robin I'd like to see. I'm one of the very weird few people. I'm not a fan of Teen Titans.
Hmm.
I tried to watch it, but I'm like, God, this is so stupid. I tried to watch it.
It tried to give Robin a spotlight, I guess.
They did. I prefer Young
Give him that
Justice.
Batman role.
I like Young
He's
Justice
bossing
more.
him around.
Young
Yeah,
Justice to me is
yeah.
far better than Teen Titans. Teen Titans, I think that's for kids. That's not meant for me. It's just
Hmm.
not meant for me. That's more for kids, and that's cool. For me, no.
Yeah.
So I just want Nightwing, and I want a true Batman show, a
Nightwing.
real
True movie
one,
for it, yes.
a true
I
TV
think
show.
they might introduce that into this Batman film that they got coming out. I feel
I
like
mean,
we'll get it like an introducing of Robin, hopefully.
I don't think they should do it in the first movie. If you want to do a very subtle hint, maybe just a poster that says the Flying Graysons. That's enough. That's enough.
Yeah.
You don't need to throw everything in there. Just,
Hmm.
he's walking past, or somebody mentions, oh, the circus is going to be in town in a month. I can't wait to see the Flying Graysons. That's enough right there. It's
Hmm.
enough of a hint that you know what they're talking about, and you're like, ooh, wonder what could happen for the second movie, and you're good there.
Hmm.
They don't have to throw all the eggs into the basket.
Right.
That's when you get a mess. Like
Hmm.
Spider-Man 3. They threw all the eggs into the basket, and
They
it was a
had
mess.
it. They had it. Let me tell you, I was so excited to see the Black Spider-Man, and you only got him for like 5 minutes. And it's just like,
And he
come
discoed.
on. Come on.
And
Like,
he discoed. I mean, it's like, I remember sitting in the theater when
uh,
he did that. I went like this. I'm like, oh,
they
God.
killed him. They killed it. Like,
I,
there's some things that don't need to happen. That was not the answer.
I did a Picard face palm. I couldn't even look at the screen. I mean, I'm like, oh my God.
I was
I could
like,
hear him.
damn you,
I
Marvel.
was like, what did
Damn
you
you, Sony.
do? Sam Raimi, what did
Damn.
you do? Nobody wants to
I was
see
like,
him
I was
disco
like, who
being
agreed to
emo.
this shit?
It was bad. It was, oh my, that thing was. I'm pretty sure I had that listed on my worst Marvel movies. I had to have, because yeah, I'm looking at it. I did.
And that's the sad part because you were so excited to see that one coming out of all three of those films because it was a newer look. Like, oh, Spider-Man turns bad guy type scenario. Like in the trailer, that's what it looked like. It looked like he was just
Hmm.
that bad guy for a long part of the show. And then when you got
Hmm.
what we got, I was very upset. Very
I
upset.
had it number one. I had it the worst Marvel movie ever. To me, was Spider-Man 3. That thing was horrific. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, just
I
stop.
was a kid upset with the movie. That's even the worst part. Like I'm a kid and I'm getting upset about how that looked. Like
Yeah, it,
that was terrible. Terrible.
it was time to hit the refresh button at that point. It's like, yeah, okay, you just hit your Batman and Robin moment. You're done. You're done. You you just hit Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. You're done. You
Oh boy.
you
Oh
hit
yeah, that
Blade
was bad
3.
too.
You're done. You're just done. They went too far.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm looking so forward to the newer Spider-Man into the multiverse. That is going to be opening up so many doors. Um, how do you feel
It
about
does.
the Eternals?
I could care less.
A lot of
I
people
don't
are not
care.
liking it right now. A lot of
Uh,
people are not excited about that movie.
well, I've noticed in the trailers they've done some quick editing because they mention Superman. They
Mm-hmm.
flat out mention him, which, that might have gone past some people's heads. But when I first saw that trailer and I heard them say Superman, I'm like, wait a minute. This is a Marvel movie. You just said Superman? You just advertised your competition? That ain't going to last long. That's going to get edited. And as soon as that got out to the media, bam, that thing was
Edited.
gone. That thing
Yep.
was gone. I'm like, you weren't thinking of that when you wrote it? You're Marvel
Mm-hmm.
and you mentioned Superman. You're not going to hear DC talk about Spider-Man when they're in New York. Oh, we better be careful. There's guys that fling webs in here. I mean, what? You don't do that. You don't. You don't
It's
do that.
different universes. Different
This isn't.
universes.
Yeah, this ain't wrestling. You don't cross them like this. They're separate. They're separate. I don't want to see Big E show up in AEW with his WWE title and then the New Day come in. No. No. So yeah, the
Oh man.
Eternals. Yeah, that can
Died.
go. Yeah, but the only thing I'm worried about the new Spider-Man movie, because they're opening this world, and because it's the third movie,
Mm-hmm.
they got to mess it up eventually. I mean, by law of averages, you mess this up eventually down somewhere they do too much, and this is opening the door for them to do way
Too
too
much.
much, and that's the
See,
only thing that worries me.
that's my worry is just like how Endgame ended and stuff like that. I was just like, that was a perfect ending to a 12-year promotion type scenario. Like that was
The
like
Iron
a
Man story.
full-on story. And now we're into this part where it's like, all right, Iron Man killed himself. Now we got bigger fish to fry. We got Kang coming in here, and we gotta get him big and nasty out here. And I think they did really good with him with the Loki show that they had. And now we're just gonna see what happens. And like how you said, with them opening the multiverse thing, I want to just know how much blast from the past type scenarios are gonna happen in this movies. And it's just like that's gonna be my problem. It's just like, look, I didn't come here to watch Back to the Future, the Marvel edition. I came here to watch a Marvel film. And
Uh,
so far, we'll see how it goes. We'll see
both
how it
companies
goes.
are doing it. Spidey's doing it
Yes.
with Marvel's doing it with Spidey. DC's doing it with Flash. I don't have
Yep.
a problem with Flash because that is the biggest story in that character. You have to tell that story.
That's
Did you
like
really
story.
have to
That's
do
like the
that?
TV show Flash. Flash literally messes up the timeline every freaking week. So it's
Oh
like
God, yes.
literally you
Every
already know
day,
that.
every
It's
minute.
like
It's like, dude,
it's
how many
like I
times are you
can't deal
gonna
with
do
this anymore, man.
this? It's like,
Like
do we have to ground
why?
you and send you to your room? Why do you keep doing this? You did this
You're
last
supposed to
week.
be you're supposed to be a smart kid.
You're not that
Go
smart.
with Iris and run away.
Yeah, man. I mean, you've made babies not be born, changed baby sexes, killed people. Dude,
You killed your
stop.
daughter. You killed your daughter at 17. Like, come on.
It's like,
Go. Get
just
out of
stop.
here.
Just stop doing it.
Your
Does
mama came
Spidey?
alive 4 times. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
does Spidey need to be messing around with time? That's the only thing. I mean, I get why they're doing it, but it makes me worried about. It's the first Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. I'm legitimately worried. I think they may be doing too much. I
Mm-hmm.
hope I'm wrong. I want that to
I
be
think it's going
even
to go good.
better.
I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be something. It's going to be well. The wait has finally been privileged, and it is well needed. Like it. This is what we needed. We needed a Marvel film to get us excited, ready to go. And I think with Shang-Chi, it gave us a little bit of hints. Get prepared for this one coming up, and I'm excited. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I love Tom
I,
Holland. I love what
mhm,
they're doing so far.
I hope
Not
so.
really big into Doctor Strange. Obviously, he is a major role into this. We're gonna see more of that, but
Strange.
we'll see. We'll see.
Strange.
I tried to watch the first one, even after watching all of them again, and I still did not understand his character. And it's just like,
It's not bad.
how do you make a movie of this?
It's not bad. I think they found the right guy to do it. I like Benedict Cumberbatch because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Perfect.
love Sherlock. I think that is one of the best shows ever.
Hmm.
They did hire the right guy to play it. I love his portrayal of the role. I think he's actually very perfect.
Right.
I'm curious what they're going to do for Strange 2 because they're doing it. So I'm curious.
They extended it, and it's going to be in 2022 now. It's not
Yeah. Yeah.
2021 anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that and Blade, that's the big one. Of all the Marvel stuff, that's the one that I'm going to be judging the most.
Well,
because
like you said, you wanted somebody to be an unknown character to play a major role. I think this Blade would be a very good change because there's been some good Blades and there's been some bad. So,
most good,
oh, absolutely, most good.
most good. The first two Blade movies are absolutely epic. The third one is a dumpster fire, and
The one with Triple H.
yeah, with the vampire poodles again. What is it with Marvel and poodles? They did it with the Hulk, and they did it with friggin' Blade 3. A vampire poodle. I mean, it's like
The generation of the 2000 era, the fight
I
of the poodles.
I didn't even connect that until just now. Two Marvel movies with friggin' poodles. It's like, really? And I just remembered Batman Returns. Batman Returns, when Batman first shows up, he throws that batarang. That one chick, it comes at her, and a poodle jumps up and grabs it. It's like, really? Poodles?
Apparently, poodles was a thing.
That's superheroes kryptonite? A poodle? But yeah, Blade is what Blade is. I hold Blade on high esteem because everyone says that Iron Man got the Marvel thing going. No, it was Blade. Because before Blade, Marvel never did it right. Blade proved that they could do it right. Blade was rated R. It was the first one to do that. How many have we seen now? Several. It did that. Blade was the trailblazer. Blade is the one that proved it could get it right. And I'm sorry, I mean, you're competing with Wesley. That is,
bro. Wesley is the GOAT. The GOAT.
I mean,
Wesley is the GOAT.
That is a tough one, and if you get that wrong, it will
Shame
really offend me. It'll offend me. Blade is my favorite.
It'll deteriorate the whole franchise, in my opinion. Like literally, if they get this wrong, do not do anything else regarding Blade.
I did like, a favorite Marvel movies countdown, and Blade was my number one. Okay. I love that movie. It is so genius. It's one of those movies that I can just sit there and just watch it, and I have no complaints. Not a one.
You watch Blade, and you can know Wesley is not a guy you want to mess with.
Oh no! Oh no!
That is not one guy you want to fight in the back alley.
Oh no! No, you see that dude? If you're in trouble in an alley, and that dude comes up on you, you're hoping he's there to help you. And I'm trying to remember who said this. A great hero should be somebody who, yes, you want them to save you in the alley. Doesn't mean you have to have them over for dinner. Maybe that's why I like some of those darker heroes like Wolverine. I'd love for him to save me. Doesn't mean he needs to come over for dinner. You know, Batman, Punisher. They don't need to come over to dinner. So Blade is the one that could really, it could kill. You said it. It could kill the Marvel universe if they get that thing wrong. They can't get that thing wrong. They better have all their ducks in a row. Speaking of a duck, I'd love to see Howard the Duck, the movie, but I'm the only person that loves Howard the Duck, so. Yeah, I know. I'm weird. I love that movie. I
actually have the movie. I have the movie, and I literally get jokes thrown at me all the time when I watch Howard the Duck.
So do I. I love it.
The acting, now it's bad, but at the time, I thought it was pretty entertaining.
It made it on my favorite Marvel movies list. Howard the Duck is 8th. I love Howard the Duck. I love it. I don't know why.
Now I'm judging your judgment on some of these movies now.
I love
Howard is in your top.
It's a guilty pleasure. We all have guilty pleasures. I'm working on a list.
You got the jobber right now of Marvel.
I love that movie. I don't know why. I know it is garbage. I know it's bad. I know it's crap.
They did a little hint about him in Guardians of the Galaxy. I do remember.
I saw it. Trust me, I saw it.
They were talking about they were going to do something with it, and I think he was supposed to be in the third one.
He is. Well, he's in the last Avengers movie. Howard the Duck is there. He's there. You just have to pause it and
Yeah.
really focus to find him, but he's totally there. So I keep hoping for a Howard the Duck movie. I'll be the only one probably in line, but I don't care. I love that character. I think that character is so unique, so odd, so unusual. And I think
That's the
Marvel could use a
jobber
character like
of
that.
Marvel. The
He
jobber
is.
of
He
Marvel.
is. He is. You gotta really love Howard the Duck to want a Howard the Duck movie. And unfortunately, I think I'm in a very small group that's actually asking for that movie. And I don't
I'm
think
sure
they're
there's
ever
going to be a
gonna
lot
do
of
it.
people leaving this comments right now about you talking about Howard the Duck.
I'm used to it. I am absolute. Trust me, I get lambasted all the time with Howard the Duck. I've dealt with so many jokes, but can't help what I like, man. I mean, we all like those things that
Oh yeah,
they're garbage, but they entertain you. And in the end of the day,
that's like how I was a big fan of X-Men, the cartoon, and then
oh,
obviously
that
when the
was
movie came
amazing.
out, that's when I was like excited. I was like, oh, there's an X-Men film. And obviously now we're like, they were really bad acting, but it was an X-Men film at that time. It was awesome. It came at a perfect time with the cartoons and stuff like that. You didn't have
Mm-hmm.
to really worry about the body look and stuff, even though
Mm-mm.
Hugh Jackman, literally, there's nobody else I think can beat him playing Wolverine.
Oh, I feel
Um,
bad for anyone, whoever the next person is. I feel bad for you.
I
I'm
heard
sorry.
rumors of what they wanted, and I was just like, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it.
We're gonna
Oh,
see him
Zac Efron
eventually.
plays as Wolverine. Gosh,
Oh
help me.
no, no,
Gosh,
no,
help me. I
no,
won't watch it. I can't watch it.
no.
I
I'm not
can't.
gonna. No, I. But then again, I mean, he was in
We are
Baywatch,
watching Robert Patterson playing Batman, so
and Baywatch had another person who's in a comic book movie. Your hat. There you go. Yeah.
I watched
Baywatch.
it. I
I mean,
watched it.
the same guy who's playing a dog, the voice of a dog. So I mean, it's. I mean, if you really fish, I mean, and that same guy was the Tooth Fairy. We can keep going.
Oh gosh, no, don't do that.
I
All right,
mean,
since I gave you hell about Howard the Duck, you can say some shit about the Tooth Fairy. But other than that, we're going back to DC. The newer Aquaman movie. How do you feel
uh-huh.
about it? And obviously, how the behind the scenes are showing, this is definitely going to be a colorful Aquaman movie than we have not used to seeing.
This looks bigger. This
Yeah.
looks bigger than the first one. And I remember when people were kind of funny about an Aquaman movie. They're like, "Oh, that's the dude that talks to fishes. Oh, that'll be a fun movie. I bet he's going to wear that orange leotard. The thing he wore on, the Super Friends. People were thinking funny of it." And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
he does do more than that. I mean, he's not
Yeah.
just walking around talking to goldfish. I mean, the dude, one, he's tremendously strong. He can beat up Superman in a straight up fight. He can take him. So come on, give the guy a little credit. And then I saw who they were getting to play Aquaman, Jason Momoa. I'm like, oh, that's where you're going to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a smart hire because the jokes were done. Because
Yeah.
he ain't no joke. You look at that dude, okay, he's going to be kicking some butt. So, and then the movie came out, and God, that Aquaman movie was so brilliant. So I can't wait for
Mm-hmm.
the second
It
one.
was colorful. It was very colorful. It was something different than what you've used to seeing in a DC film base. And I feel like it expressed the horizon, obviously, for some movies and stuff too, because
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty cool to see a visual in the water and stuff, like how they were
Oh, that's
showing where he was
awesome.
fighting in the water, and
That's
the
awesome.
guy that he's supposed to be fighting, I think it's Manatee or something like that, Mantis or Manatee. Very good.
Oh, uh-huh. It,
I
it's
like.
it's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, Aquaman, they waited the right time to do that movie. You
Yeah,
couldn't do that movie in the 90s. You couldn't do that movie
no,
in the 80s because it would have
that
looked
would look
cheesy
so
as hell.
cheesy.
It would have been cheesy.
In real version cartoon, yes. Real version, absolutely not. We're not trying to watch a Finding Nemo superhero edition.
Unless it's James Cameron doing it. if James
Yeah.
Cameron back then did it, because he did The Abyss underwater,
Mm-hmm.
and that looked stunning. Even
Mm-hmm.
today, those effects are still amazing. So if you have the right people, yeah, you could have done it then. But for the most part, it would have been a bomb, the other kind of bomb. So they waited the right time to do it. I'm just hoping it doesn't do what Wonder Woman did, because the first Wonder Woman was so amazing, so awesome, so
Second,
perfect, and the
down.
second was just an
The longest
absolute.
opening I've ever seen in my life. The longest opening, and it didn't make no sense. Like, my mom is a diehard Wonder Woman fan. We try to watch that. No,
It's bad. It's bad.
no.
It was
Like,
bad.
I even fast forwarded just to see the fight scene, see if it was good, and I'm just like,
No, I mean that
the
green
suit
screen
was
shot
nice. The
when you
suit
saw
looked
it.
kind of cool, but other than that, it was, no, I fast forwarded.
When you saw it, it took 40. You see it, and then 45 minutes later, you see it again, and then you see it with that green screen shot when she's out in the desert. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
really,
Yeah.
really, where did the
It's
money
just the
go?
timings mess these up. The timing is the problem with these films. And I feel like they got so many ideas that, but they just don't know how to tell the story. And that drives me nuts because that
Oh, that's
Wonder
that
Woman
wrestler in
was
you
very
coming out.
hyped.
That's the
Huh?
wrestler in you coming out.
Like, honestly, like, that's what I'm saying. When you talk wrestling, it could be about any type of thing, like sports, movies, TV shows, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm talking like former wrestlers and stuff, like, we're going, oh, Aquaman's the greatest baby face right now going into this heel era or something like that. Like, it's just those type of words that we use. And obviously when everybody says the Triton and stuff, I'm saying gimmick. Like, those are just the things that we say. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just crazy to see what a tragedy that Wonder Woman movie did. Like, Gal Gadot,
Perfect
why?
for it. She's perfect. She's
Why?
absolutely perfect for
She's
the role.
perfect for it, but how do you make that movie like what you just did? That upset me so bad. And then the Zachary Snyder came out and it saved my visual on Wonder Woman
They saved her.
because
They saved her.
I was like, okay, now they revamped her. She is reborn. Now we can try something else with this. And it's
Well,
just like the third, you better not screw it
well,
up.
it's a classic case of them smelling their own farts. They
Yeah.
smelled their own farts and they liked it, and that became the second one. So the third one, for me, they don't have a lot of room for error, because that
Mm-hmm.
second one was just so bad. And I never ever need to see Cheetah again. Never put her on the screen again. You've ruined that character. She's done. She's dead. If you couldn't get it right now, you're never going to get it right. So, no,
Yeah.
Cheetah's dead. She's just dead.
Agree.
You ruined it for life, which is a shame, because that's like Wonder Woman's. that's her.
Main
That's like
that's
that's her
her
main
Joker.
villain.
That's really her
That's
Joker.
that's her Joker. That's her Lex Luthor. Oh wait, they did screw up Lex Luthor, but you know, they did screw up Lex Luthor. Oh yeah, Jesse Eisenberg. Oh yeah, okay. Uh, but yeah,
It was Lex Luthor meeting the Riddler.
that's what it was. It was the Riddler. He was playing the Riddler, and it's like, no, no, Jim Carrey did this better. No, dude, no.
Yes.
But yeah,
Oh.
but fandom, DC fandom was fun. It had a lot of things. Of course, they talked about Cape Batman Cape Crusader, the show
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be on, the cartoon show. That could be interesting, maybe, if J.J.
Mm-hmm.
Abrams doesn't destroy it like he destroys everything else that he touches.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. How do you feel about Injustice?
Oh, the recent DVD movie that came out.
I don't know. I think didn't they make an announcement on that on the fandom?
I'm sure they're going to do a live action movie eventually, because that thing has just gotten ridiculous. But they recently did the Blu-ray movie that came out, because I bought it.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for them to do a live action movie of that. I mean, that would be just awesome. I don't think they have the guts to do it. I
It
mean,
has to be a
that's
rated R film, and it has to be what we expect. Like we need to expect it as Justice League going bad. That's what we need out of it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't
Here's the.
need any
Mm-hmm.
sugarcoating to this. It
Mm-hmm.
has to be that way. The way that is shown in that damn video game is needing to be showed in a live visual.
Well, just think how it all starts. Millions of people die. Just boom, Metropolis gone. You kill millions, and you make Superman the virtue, the goodness and virtue and everything, punch through Joker's chest. You can't cut away from that. That is the most crucial moment. Those are the most crucial moments in the entire story. Everything is built from those moments that happens
Mm-hmm.
after. If you screw those up, it doesn't matter what you do after. It's done. It's over. You've destroyed it. So if they're going to do that, spend time. Spend some
Yes.
time. Don't hurry that one. That one, let it cook for a couple.
Take
Let
all
it
the
cook.
time you need.
Yeah.
Take all the
Prepare it.
time you need. Do
Yeah.
not mess that up.
Yeah. Let that
I will
sucker
give
cook.
up all hope if they mess this one up.
Yeah. Let that thing cook. Because if you do that right, I mean, as much as people love Civil War, this can totally overtake that easily. This could
If they do it right.
totally
If they do
overtake
it
it.
right, yes, I agree with you. If they do it right, I totally agree with you on that. And yeah, I can't say anything else on that. Like if they do that right, that could be the new fan favorite for superhero film. And and the best thing is it's not like you're appealing to the kids, but you're bringing it back to the people that have watched it in the past, like what have grown up to it. So it makes it even more meaningful and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you just described where Superman punches a hole through Joker, that's how I felt with Thor. That's how I felt with Captain America when it came to Thanos because they literally lost everything. And that was one thing I loved about Endgame. It was like, this is the first time you see the superheroes vulnerable. Like, this is the first time you see them at their breaking point. Like, they realize we lost.
Oh, the
All this
snap.
hard work, all that,
That's
yeah, all the hard work that we have sat here and saved these people and stuff like that. The fallout with Civil War between Tony and Steve, that's what happened. And that's what made that even more meaningful because they they got too good for their own selves and then they realized they were their biggest enemies and that's what made them separate and made it to where Thanos just boom bada boom done. Like nobody touched him. Maybe one punch in the whole damn fight. Like
I saw
it's
the
just
Hulk
crazy.
fight. I saw the Hulk
Oh,
fight on YouTube. He beat the heck out of the Hulk.
he beat the
I
living
he
dog
beat
piss
the heck out of him.
too.
So here's the thing. I haven't seen the Avengers movies, but I know the character
You
Thanos.
already know what happened, yeah.
Yeah, I already know. But the character Thanos is tremendously interesting. And if I cared enough about the Avengers, I would totally watch it. But I don't like most of them. So it's hard for me. I don't care about Hawkeye. I don't care about Captain America. Scarlett Johansson, yeah, she's great to look at and everything, and she fights good in the. I don't care about Black Widow and Hulk. You made him genius, Hulk. No, I don't want to see genius Hulk.
That's the
No.
only thing I'll say they messed up on in Endgame. They did not tell a story of why Hulk turned into Bruce Bruce Hulk. I guess that was what they call Hulk Bruce, whatever they
Yeah,
called him.
I know what
Like they
happens in the
didn't even
comic.
explain it. Like they just showed him all of
He
a
just was
sudden.
there. He was just there.
It's like, and like they could have told it. Well, actually, they kind of did tell a story a little bit with Thor. Obviously, when he got fat and he's just depressed. Like he literally just gave up
I,
all hope on anything.
I saw some of the scenes on YouTube of that. That's funny.
That
That's
was
kind of funny.
glorious.
That's kind of
I
funny. I
was
don't
so
like
caught off
Thor.
guard. I was like, I did not expect that.
That was funny. That was funny. At least the prosthetic looked better than Henry Cavill's Superman fake mouth thing. I mean,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, it
yeah.
looked better than that. His belly looked better than that. I mean, it looked like an actual belly instead of whatever the heck Henry Cavill had over his mouth. I mean,
But
that's how the movie. I mean, that's how the movie started with that. So it's like, oh
yeah,
dear, this is
yeah,
not a good sign. Right off the bat,
yeah.
I already see problems. I'll let that go. I'm gonna
hmm
let that go. I'm gonna let that go. That looks bad. Oh no, it's bad.
But there is so many good expectations going into all these new superhero films that we got coming up in the
So
near
many,
future.
so many.
2022, we are so ready to see what is going to transpire with Batman, with Spider-Man, with Justice League, with everything that's going on.
It's
Obviously,
all.
you're pointing at it. You're pointing at it. I don't even have to ask you what you are so excited to find out
Well,
more
look back
of.
there. Look back there. What's that up
Oh,
there?
there it is. There it is.
That's a Batman flag up there. That's the logo. I mean, it's all
I'm
about
so
that.
curious to see how this is gonna go. I just want I just want a legit good Batman film. And I think we're gonna get it. Even if we met the Bruce Wayne of Hot Topic, we'll see what else transpires out of it.
Hot topic. Hot topic. Oh, damn. I never even thought of that. I never even thought of that. That's
When
so.
he took the mask off and the hairstyles, it's like
Yeah, that's so true. It's so true.
I was
I
like,
never even thought of that.
why?
Why does he have that hair? Yeah,
I was like, dude, you look more clean up as a damn vampire as you did than you do as Bruce Wayne. You're
he
supposed to look
looks
rich, powerful, like a
he looks
bachelor look. You don't look this way.
he looks like a
He looks like
grunge.
the Thin Man off of Charlie's Angels.
He looks like a grunge wannabe.
No, he literally looks like the Thin Man off of Charlie's Angels, the one that would sit there play with his hair, play with girls' hair all the time. That's who he reminds me of.
You watched Charlie's Angels?
The older ones. I mean, it's got girls. They look nice to look at, you know.
Which one?
I have a sister, man.
With the
Both
show Charlie's Angels or the movies?
the movie.
The most recent one?
No, no, no.
Okay,
The one with
the Drew
Cameron Diaz,
Barrymore
Lucy
one.
Liu, and Drew
Okay,
Barrymore. Yeah,
those. Okay.
yeah.
Not much better, but I'll just take your word
A little
for it.
bit
I stayed
better
away from
than
that
what
thing.
I've heard about the newer one.
Oh, the new one is I've seen it. That's why I'm able to say I had to see it with I was hanging out with someone and she wanted to watch it and I'm like, "Oh god. Do I have to?" And she's like, "Yeah, I want to see it." And I'm like, "Okay, fine, we'll watch it." We watched it and she made the mad mistake of looking at me and saying, "How was it?" Uh uh I think I lost time. I've lost brain cells. That was really, really, really bad. Just bad.
The
Just
group that
bad.
they had in it, they could have actually done something good with it. It's just it felt like they just put it together and just said, you know what, this is what you're getting. Like the
And
girls that
Batman's
played in
connected
it,
to that. And Batman's
huh?
connected to that because Christian Stewart's in that, and that's what she made the joke about. She's like, "Well, this may be bad, but hey, at least it's not going to be as bad as Batman is." Oh wait, these two are she connected them because Christian Stewart and Robert Pattinson. I'm like, why did you just do that? I don't. I don't need Batman connected to what I just watched. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh man,
I had to
so
leave.
much
I
the
had to leave.
expectation was.
I,
But obviously, you're looking forward to the Batman film. I'm looking forward to the new Black Adam, and obviously Batman. But I am not gonna ever say I'm pro fully Batman because Robert Pattinson is just not my guy.
I'm giving him a
Period.
chance. I'm going to give him a chance. He could
But
surprise us.
man, is there anything else you want to finish on, man? This was obviously a great chat. We went all over the place with
Yeah, this was
superhero
just supposed
films. We were talking about DC, and then obviously we went into Marvel, and then even had some cross utilization with wrestling. But that's how it happens.
I told you. I've been listening to your show. It starts with a specific topic. It's not going to
And then
stay
we just
there.
go everywhere.
It
And then
goes
we go
everywhere.
everywhere.
But that's the best kind of podcast because that means that everyone is just they're
We ain't writing shit down.
conversating. Yeah, they're just conversating. You can tell there's no scripts in front of us right now. We're just going right off of each other. That's the way it should be. The best podcasts are like that. So that's why you got a good one.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. You do as well. I love the countdown ones. Those are really hard to do, and I give you so much props that able to do them on your own because, man, whew,
You just have
sitting
one.
here doing an example one for you for our upcoming project. It's time consuming.
You just have one. You just have one. I've done over 60, so it's not fun. Oh, it's fun, but it's difficult.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm just sitting there, and when I was writing these down, I was like, so how am I explaining it? Like, am I just saying the number, saying the thing, and then just like say what the reason why I put them in that category, or is it just like we're just listing them down like MTV Top 100 type scenario?
Oh
But
no, that'd be boring. You just go.
yeah, absolutely.
You just go.
Exactly.
I'm the one that has to worry about editing it, not you. So you just this is one of those great moments where you can just show up on somebody's show. You don't have to deal with the editing.
Oh man,
you could just talk and say, it's like, now you have to edit it. Bye-bye. And it's like
it's so much funner sometimes to be the guest. I will definitely say that. I love it because like you just said, I'm just showing up, talking, and then that's it. I'm not doing the editing. I'm not doing all the extra stuff to it. All I'm doing is sharing it when it's posted up, and that's all we need to really do. Like, we just paid our little dues and stuff like that. Anyways, that's how podcasting terminology is paying your dues. And
exactly.
If anybody is watching this, that is how you learn how to grow in the podcast world. You podcast groups, share your stuff, get on other people's podcasts, work with other people to build your product. It's never going to be just a solo dolo thing in podcasting. It won't go nowhere. Period.
Nope.
Absolutely not. But
you got to invest. Got to invest a little bit too. This isn't cheap.
Lord, yes.
I mean, you can find ways to work around things, but that thing behind me, that was $70. And even then, there's add-ons to that. There's 2 pole pipes on the side that were $13 each to make it wider. So
I still gotta put my green screen on the wall. Still, I'm slacking. I think the blue wall looks like a little nice little background. It's not like anything like showing little extra shadows, like where people are just like, "Can you make that thing stop moving behind you, sir? Like, what the heck is going on?"
My apartment is a visual background. Over here, there's all the 20 belts and DVDs, the Batman corner. You can see right over there, Turtles. Those are all Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Everything up there, that's all Turtles.
You literally have the best dream of a man cave. I will definitely say that. Like, literally, you have a man cave of a dream.
Sports corner over there.
I mean, Let's finish up on that. How you feel about NBA and obviously with the Braves against the Astros? Obviously, the first game wasn't as pretty, but I feel like they're going to come back. I mean, obviously, they went that far. I don't think they're going to literally just get beat out by the Astros.
Well, I have two favorite baseball teams. In the American League, I'm a Red Sox fan. So my season didn't end too well there. My National League team is the Atlanta Braves. So I was close to having the dream of dreams, both my teams facing each other in a World Series. I could go into a World Series knowing I'm going to leave a winner no matter what. I could just sit there, enjoy, watch the game, and I'm just having fun because I'm going to win no matter what.
Yeah.
But no, those cheating Astros had to beat my Boston Red Sox, and I think they cheated in game 2. So I don't trust them. Anytime they're doing good, I just can't trust them now. But it was a bad break. That game was horrible. And I knew within seconds that it was headed that direction because you could tell if you've watched baseball long enough, you know when a pitcher's got their stuff. And I knew from the first pitch, nothing.
It's like basketball, man. Like the bye weeks kill people. Like time off playing the sport is what kills your reps and stuff like that. I mean, great example. I'm a big college football fan, and my team just absolutely plays gosh awful when it comes off of the bye week. Like, oh my gosh. Like, usually you would think that's better. Like, oh man, you're resting your body. You should be well healed up to play the next week. Nope, that's like watching an episode of Space Jam and somebody stole every talent on my player's team. Like, it's just like, what the heck?
Which
What
one?
did I just watch?
Which Space
Oh
Jam?
no, not that
The
new one.
good
No,
one or the
no, no, don't. No,
which
no,
one?
no, no, no.
I mean, there's a couple of them now.
We're finishing off of this. I like the Space Jam movie. It was good for the kids and stuff like that. But LeBron James, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Acting is not your cup of tea, buddy.
I heard that.
Stay in your lane.
I heard he was very robotic and stiff.
Oh gosh, the
That's
acting was just oh
that's
gosh.
what I heard. That's what I heard.
Oh
But
gosh.
but yeah, I
Everything
mean,
else was good. Like the whole look, everything was. It brought Looney Tunes back to the generation of what we believe. Even though it made Buzz Bunny look like a jobber, you didn't really see much of Taz and stuff like that. Which
what?
I'm a huge Taz fan, so I was
No
upset about that
Taz.
part.
How
Taz
do you
only
not
had
do
like two good
Taz?
scenes in the whole movie.
Oh, that's
Daffy Duck, obviously
that's
he had his jokester moments and stuff like that.
no
But
Taz.
yeah,
I
it
mean,
made me upset. I was
I mean,
really upset about that
this
part.
generation wouldn't even understand this. Looney Tunes. I used to wear a lot of Looney Tunes shirts, but the one shirt that you had to have was a Taz
It's
shirt.
Taz.
Taz was
Yeah.
always the best shirts, not Bugs Bunny. Taz. So in
Yep.
some ways, Taz was more popular than Bugs Bunny. How do you mess up
Taz
Taz?
was
Oh,
one of the
that's
ones that hold the
terrible.
franchise, in my opinion. He was
That's
the most
terrible.
unique one. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. And
terrible.
then LeBron and his acting was just
I'll never know.
no.
I'm a Bulls fan.
No.
I'm not going to watch that thing by principle.
No. My son loves it. My daughter
That's
likes
good.
it. Just obviously
That's
with
what.
the look and stuff, like how they did and
Mhm.
everything.
That's
I
what's
think that
for.
was what was really cool about Space Jam. I was really excited about seeing the film just because I was a big fan of the original.
Mhm.
So them bringing it back, I was just like, yes, we're getting something with Looney Tunes again. Like nothing Mickey and all this other crap. Like Looney Tunes.
And then you
Those are
saw
what I
it.
really remember and stuff like
Then you
that. And it's just
then you saw it, and it's like, no, you brought something back with Looney Tunes. No, and you went home to watch the Michael Jordan Space Jam.
no, I love that part of the new Space Jam was when they thought they brought Michael Jordan and then they had Michael B. Jordan in it. I thought that was the
Oh,
classic part of
geez,
it.
that's such an obvious joke.
It was funny though. It was funny. Like they brought it out, they were making an announcement and everything coming out of North Carolina. Michael Jordan. They were like, you got Michael B. Jordan. You didn't get Michael A. Jordan.
Oh, that's terrible. That is just terrible. As a Bulls fan, I can't watch that
That's
movie.
Warner. That was literally a Warner Museum movie. Definitely. But we are definitely falling way out of topic on this. But is there anything else you want to finish on, man? This was obviously a great time. Is there any future projects you got in the works that you want to make an announcement on?
I just recently added some new content on YouTube. I got a new segment that I'm adding that's just exclusive to YouTube. It's called Mini Count. It's just me doing a quick, painless, short countdown, which could become the ones I love the most because it's just doing it and getting it over with. And I started, the first one is just me counting down 5 Halloween movies. My 5 favorite. It's only like 11 minutes long. It's just quick, short, painless, out of the box, and done. So I might start doing a lot of those because that doesn't take a lot of work. That doesn't take work. I mean, you can get that over with quick.
Right.
But there's that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be recording an episode this weekend, my Halloween special, in which I'm going to be counting down my favorite horror characters. So I'm going to be doing that this weekend, probably on Sunday, because I won't want to watch the 49ers because they stink. So I'll just record a podcast and save my eyes. Uh, other other than that, those are going to be the main things. Of course, I could end up showing up on 3GW, Third Generation Wrestling, my cousin's podcast, talking about wrestling. Those are the main things.
Okay. All right, man. I love it. I love it. So y'all have heard it exclusive. He has got a newer content only on YouTube, so you have to subscribe to his YouTube page to check them out. He is putting a lot of work in them. Obviously, he is enjoying those more. So check him out, man. Definitely cool. If you really like to see, if you really want to have like a judgment of what and curious of what top movies that he has in perspective, like he has a very good mindset on some of these movies, even though Homeboy did just say Howard the Duck was a classic. But
Oh, man.
guys, I appreciate everyone joining us today. Hope we didn't bore y'all, and we will see y'all down the road. Later.
Peace.